The Secret Intruder Silver Trophy is unlocked if you manage to sneak through the entire Dead Bird Studio level in a hat in time without being seen at all. So you better fetch that bandana and stealth camo and sneak your way through the level Solid Snake style. The level itself is full of platforming sections and these little mini puzzle areas where you'll have to figure out a solution to get past the guards who are patrolling and avoid their gaze, which is highlighted with a red cone for their field of view. You will have to sneak in the shadows, move when their backs are turned, hit switches and sabotage parts of the studio as you make your way through the level unseen. However, the problem is, I did just that several times and it still didn't get the trophy when I reached the end of the level. You see, what makes this trophy bullshit is that the description is wrong, as it doesn't give you the full requirement for the trophy. Not only do you have to get through the level without getting spotted by anyone, but you can't get fined for breaking anything in the studio other than the required grate at the start of the level. If you break a single thing, it will count as being seen, which for me is just bullshit, as that means you can't even do things like break this cactus that's in your way as you go through this corridor. Instead, you must try and jump around it without smashing it. Immediately after that, you'll come to this switch that you need to hit in order to move this trolley along the track. However, there's a bird the other side of the switch, and for me, whenever I hit the switch, somehow the bird would see me, even though there was a wall between us. So instead, in order to get past that bit, you need to walk fairly close up to the switch, and then just constantly press square until the swing animation moves you close enough to the switch to hit it without being right by it so that the bird hears you and spots you. Bullshit. When you would normally use the sandbags here to bounce across this gap, you now need to avoid them altogether and either jump over the gaps or find an alternative route around the area. This circuit breaker section here is by far the most bullshit part of the level, as you would think just tampering with the boxes to temporarily turn the lights off and sneak past the guards in darkness would be enough. But if you do that on both circuit boxes, as you get through that area, you'll then be greeted with a fine which marks you as spotted for tampering with the lights. So instead, the game expects you to climb these nearby boxes and make a leap of faith across this gap to skip the first circuit box. Yet, when you do the jump, the last bird somehow sees you and you end up with a fine. I don't know how he saw that, but I know that was definitely bullshit. So, to get past this bit safely, you have to hit the very far corner of that ledge, otherwise he will see you and you will have avoided the trophy. Skipping the second circuit box is even more bullshit due to the skip that you need to do to get round them, as you can't simply leap over the gap here because they'll see you. Instead, you need to do this really awkward jump, followed by a series of wall jumps to climb up a nearby wall. The problem is, the camera is just fixed to focus on the normal route through, that you won't even be able to see where you're jumping, so you're just going to be doing it blind, and you'll likely fail here multiple times before you get past this section. Though thankfully, respawning doesn't void the trophy, as you won't ever get spotted, even if you fail that jump. Once you do make that jump though, the rest of the level is easy because you just skipped a big chunk of it. But be sure not to bounce on those sandbags at the very end of the level, else you won't get the trophy. If done correctly, with nobody spotting you and no other fines in the area, the trophy will pop. Man, this should have been an easy trophy, but that fine requirement makes it proper bullshit, and the skips you have to do to get past certain areas make it seem like that wasn't actually an intended requirement. So that, for me, is what makes the Secret Intruder that other bullshit Hat in Time trophy.